Hi there, welcome to Apple World. You understand what they say. There is no smoke without fire since, honey, while Will Smith was acting all macho and slapping them for humiliating his significant other, he was getting it on the download from another man. That's right. Will Smith's previous collaborator just emerged to affirm that Will Smith did, to be sure, have a gay, illicit relationship with Duane Martin, and how he discovered them in the act. Presently, bits of gossip about Will being Duane's base have been happening for some time, yet with this new proof cow. Even I needed to promotion. I was a piece shocked. So what precisely did this associate say? And does this have a say in Will and Jada's wrecked marriage? You all, I swear, 2023 has not been Will Smith's year at all, in light of the fact that my mans has been getting strays from the second the year began. If you all felt that Jada uncovering him in their wrecked marriage was humiliating enough for him, well, you got a significant chakra going along on the grounds that he just got uncovered big time by one of his previous colleagues for connecting with Duane Martin. Currently, gossipy tidbits about Will and Duane engaging in extramarital relations goes way back to the 90s when Duane and Will originally became companions. They met on the arrangement of the new ruler of Bel-Air, and they started things off from that point. He likewise became companions with Duane's significant other, Tisha Campbell, and it was Tisha and Duane who acquainted him with Jay Pinkett, who he would later get hitched to. Will was hitched to Sherry Zampino at the time, yet this didn't make any difference to Duane in light of the fact that he separated the marriage, and individuals have consistently alleged that the genuine explanation and Duane separated Will and Sherry's marriage was that he needed Will to himself, and he realized that Jada would be the ideal lady to set Will up with so they could have their illicit relationship and utilize their particular relationships as a cover. And to make sure you realize this isn't whenever Duane first has been blamed for separating a marriage. As per Entertainer, Lisa Beam, Duane separates relationships by presenting the man to different ladies, since he had done precisely that to her marriage. In a meeting, she asserted that Duane was liable for her separation from her significant other on the grounds that Duane continued to acquaint her better half with various ladies, and when I presented them that was perhaps of the most terrible thing I ever did in that relationship, I lost my better half to Duane Martin, and they turned out to be preferred companions over what me and my significant other did, and I was unable to comprehend that with acquainting my better half with very US ladies and ladies that we really knew as companions and partners. However, you all need to realize the insane part about this is that Duane additionally attempted to split Will and Jay up on the grounds that he was investing such a lot of energy with Will that it put a burden on his marriage with Jada. As per an insider at the time, Will invests fundamentally additional time with Duane than he does with Jada and his children. And as time passes by, Jada is developing more annoyed about it. Jada can't bear Willing's relationship with Duane. She feels like Will paraded right in front of her, spending time with him consistently and bringing him on fascinating getaways while she's sitting back home alone. There were bits of gossip about Will and Jada getting a separation, and Lisa even affirmed that Duane was the purpose for the separation. She said, "I acquainted him with my ex. He got agreeable with him and afterward betrayed me when I found out about him in Will and Jada separation tales. I tweeted that he sounds recognizable. He truly ain't got sufficient business." The gossipy tidbits about an undertaking among Will and Duane got major areas of strength for so Duane's V-spouse Tisha needed to emerge to deny the charge, saying, "Generally, I overlook cynicism. However, I'm worn out of the media going after the Smiths. They're an astonishing couple, and I wish individuals would quit sustaining falsehoods and let them be." Nevertheless, it seems as though she was simply attempting to remain faced with that, since when she and Duane kicked separated from she off indicating firmly that Will and Duane's undertaking had something to do with the separation. She said, "Reality generally turns out in the end, regardless of how diligently anybody attempts to conceal it. Lies are only a transitory deferral to the unavoidable." She likewise said, "Don't need to say a word, God uncovers all, can't rework that." She then said, "And you're correct. They will lie till the end. The genuine kiki is individuals will quit accepting them. You all better accept that her placing the will in capite Els was not a happenstance." The bits of gossip about Will being on the DL keep on developing further, and Alexis AR guarantee CLA that his most memorable marriage finished in light of the fact that his most memorable spouse Sheer got him in bed with a man Alexis composed when Jada emerges as gay, and her facial hair spouse concedes his most memorable marriage finished when she strolls into him adjusting his friendly benefactor Benny Medina. then I will pay attention to them, she being his most memory. Able wife took care of quiet, gracious, and we should not fail to remember the time that Puma Wright uncovered Will for laying down with and threatening young fellows in the business house, and young fellows have gone out shouting to move away from them in their mentorship docile plants Bashardam. Went out, shouting at August, the one in particular that remained, and I surmise he was truly wiped out. He wanted the assistance. Trisha Piss likewise blamed him for purportedly constraining her male artists to lay down with him about stress over your deceiving spouse, my male artists. You know when they would have rather not what about discuss that. Now, the fascinating thing is back in 2012, some court records were uncovered that showed that Dwayne had areas of strength for purportedly Will Smith into providing him with a credit of $1. $4 million now, assuming that Dwayne and Will were truly dear companions. Like we figured, why in the world would Dwayne strong-arm Will into giving him cash? Well, purportedly Dwayne was undermining Will with something except if Will gave him the cash to keep his home from going into dispossession. As per reports, Will was frightened of falling into a PR bad dream in the event that news had at any point spread that he had paid one. $4 million to Dwayne, what's more. Group let Dwayne's group know this is both a PR risk and a legitimate gamble for Will Smith. No PR bad dream can and will occur here. Definitely, I realize that one. $4 million is truckload of cash. However, Will is a tycoon, so how could it be so astounding for him to give that measure of cash to his companion of over 20 years? Better believe, it certainly seems like he was attempting to cover something up. It was additionally detailed that during the legal dispute, Dwayne was approached to turn over his PC. However, he rejected in light of the fact that the PC likewise contained individual photographs, which were secret, honor, and irrelevant to any genuine interest of the court, including classified correspondences with other people of note in regards to private non-monetary issues. I have hardly any insight into you all, however I'm gathering two into a single unit, and it's surely giving me $4 well will ultimately credit Dwayne a cash and he had the option to save his home. Dwayne never repaid the cash, and in 2018, when he attempted to sell the home, he came to Will's group once more, and they advised him to sell the home and reimburse while then he could rent a Lone Ranger pass from Will for a year. The fascinating thing about this is that while this was going on, Will was panicked that the general population would learn about him and Dwayne. So in 2018, he asked his group to wrap up all exchanges that they had forthcoming with Dwayne and made an impression in his group, saying, "Might you at any point list the exceptional issues? This seems like we ought to have the option to clear this up rapidly. Assuming we get each of the focuses organized, I can settle on the decisions promptly. The point is to get the books all the while cleared while assisting Sheikh with changing. I believe should do everything and one last arrangement. Exchange. How about we move rapidly? The way that he needed to utilize a code name for Dwayne shows that there was more going on than met the eye. Currently, Will has sort of limited any association with W. Ain in the recent years in light of the fact that the gossipy tidbits about him being on a DL have been getting more grounded than any time in recent memory. And the last thing he really wanted was for somebody to reveal some hard proof of his issue. However, it seems as though his greatest trepidation just happened in light of the fact that his previous collaborator just uncovered him for taking part in an extramarital entanglements with Dwayne and laying down with him in a public spot. So after 3 minutes after them telling me, "Hello, you got eyes on. We want him to come watch this, so I'm running all around the understudy. He's not in his changing area. I go to the cafeteria. I'm similar to yet I see his vehicle there. I'm like, where is this fellow? So I open the entryway to Dwayne changing area, and that is the point at which I see Dwayne and having butt-centric sex with will allow me to handle that briefly. There was a lounge chair, and Will was twisted around on the love seat, and Dwayne was standing up, killing like homicide. It was murder," young lady said. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.